Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Diablo 4. My name is Wilfred. So finally I'm able to complete one of, in my opinion, the hardest Season 2 objective that I'm willing to do, which is to open up and complete a tier 90 nightmare dungeon. So what is tier 90 means to anybody? I don't know what it means really compared to the Greater Rift in D3, but I guess tier 90 is the mobs are a lot higher level than you. How high? How it worked out is 50 plus the tier of the dungeon plus the world tier, which is 4 in this case. I don't know. It's kind of bizarre how they work out all these numbers. So the mobs are 144, level 144. I suppose when they are so much higher level than you, they probably resist quite a fair bit of your attack, or they hit a lot harder. I'm not quite sure how it worked out. This number is just so high anyway. I don't particularly enjoy a high level nightmare dungeon because I found that the loot, even at 80 and above, it just kind of meh in a sense. If I do world boss, I get like 925 gear pretty much so, and if I do other things like Blood Harvest or Helltide or even Legion, I've got a lot more than just gear, right? And 925 gear is kind of like, yeah, I've seen it appear from time to time. So not necessarily I would do Nightmare Dungeon for the gear, and the only reason why I think people do Nightmare Dungeon, well, a couple of reasons for this season. First of all, of course, season journey require you to complete the tier 90. You got to level up the glyph as well. By the way, this is some kind of mini boss being spawned here. You've got to level up the glyph to 21. So just to give you some context, when I attempted the first time, this is my first time I attempted a tier 90 dungeon in D4 season 2, is I have tier 15 glyph for 5 of them, and one of them is 21, so it's still not there yet, and people do Nightmare Dungeon to level up the glyph. Would I do 90 and above Nightmare Dungeon to just level up the glyph? I say no. It's not the most efficient way or even fun way to do it. If you do 70 to 80, I think it's a lot faster. The XP is decent. You can still level up your Nightmare Dungeon in a relatively comfortable pace, because it took longer for you as the tier of the dungeon go harder, unless your build is really strong, or unless you have some really good gear as well. Then of course when it comes to the tier of the dungeon, you just take as high as you can and as fast as you can as well. So yeah, I mean that said, I don't necessarily see a need for me to do anything more than 90. I don't know how high it gets. I don't know what it means in the world of Diablo 3. What is the equivalent of a tier 90? I have no idea. I mean, even for D3, I'm more like a casual player. So if I can do GR 90, farm it quick and easy, 1-2 minutes, yeah, I'm happy to do that. Do I want to push for high rift? Yeah, sometimes I do that too. But there's a purpose, because the dam upgrade require me to is a mandatory for me to do a higher and higher tier of the Greater Rift. But I mean, if I can do 100 GR 100, I'll be happy. If my build is strong, I can push to 110, 120. I'm happy. I don't need to get to 150. So I have no idea what tier 90 means in D4. But I found that it's rather difficult if you do not have the right build. So I asked my friend like how difficult it is for tier 90, and my friends told me that, well, it's really build dependent. So I picked one of the stronger build for Necromancer, but not necessarily the strongest in this season. And by the way, so this is there about a time when I have one defeat, and I just kind of I want to find out what happened to that one shot. I got one shot somewhere here, because after you play the tier 90 a while, you sort of like, okay, it's like a business as usual, things seems to be okay, and you get more and more bold, you take more and more risk, and say, oops, you get one shot somehow. And I think all down to armor. I just don't have enough armor. I think you have to get quite high armor if you want to do high level content. I just not quite there. But from a season perspective, I'm almost there. There are a few kind of like objective to do, but not necessarily hard, just to get the glyph or the glyph, sorry, not glyph, or the glyph to 21. I think here is where I got one shot somehow, maybe I'm not quite sure. It must be a fire or something like that. But yeah, I'll get all the glyph to 21, so I think that should be rather doable. And I think it's a poison, maybe. I think it's a poison. Yeah, so I'll get the glyph to 21, and I would also get the blood harvest to the highest rank. I think that is simple as well. I've been doing a lot of them. See, that's one shot. I have no idea what happened. I was like trying to see like what happened to that one shot. Everything seems alright. It was some trash mob, bone thrall ballista. I think it's just a range kind of attack that hit onto me. So yeah, I mean that was kind of like a bit of a shock. But yeah, I mean all in all, I think it's pretty alright. I would not be doing the Lilith objective because I don't really enjoy the one-shot mechanism that the design of it. I've watched a lot of video on that, and I don't really enjoy that kind of mechanic, like a Dark Soul type that you have to dodge all this one-shot mechanic. No matter how tanky your character is, it doesn't really matter. So I don't really like that. I'm not into PvP as well, so this is quite possibly the hardest thing I'm willing to do for season 2, and definitely season 2 objectives are harder in my opinion than season 1. Season 1, I don't think it was that much requirement to push for the end game, but season 2, I guess, is getting more and more kind of like hard as well. Now this is the boss time, 2 Nob. It's one of the easier boss as well. It just kind of blind you somehow if you walk into the thing, and of course with the Doom I have to go get into the Doom, otherwise I'll get one shot by the lightning. But other than that, it's alright. It's just a matter of spawning corpse through my my basic power, basic skill, and to with a decent number of amount of lucky strike that I get to spawn a little bit more boss corpse, and the corpse will trigger the corpse explosion that does a pretty nice damage over time. And of course I have the blood mist as well as the bone storm as the ultimate, so when those get popped, it's a lot kind of like stronger. But I'm not that worried about the main boss. I'm more worry about the trash mob that you see around you. So as you can see, I've got a destroyer being completed for the season journey. I just need a couple more to do. Now 2 more, so I'll just get my glyph to 21, and then after that I'll get my blood harvest to the highest rank, which I'm almost there. Beyond, I'm already at my last tier. So yeah, wish me luck, and I hope you enjoy this season as well. I really think that this is a better season than last one, and you know, it pays off if you have friends to help you push for your endgame gearing as well. So if any of you need help, you're just a little bit behind your progress, feel free to contact me. I'll help you along. All right, see you, bye.